right, another year in the books, and somewhat of a transition year for me. I would say I didn't really pick up a whole lot. In fact, I picked up more football cards this year than I did baseball cards, as far as graded ones for my collection are concerned. And probably, I think, the least amount of pickups since I looked back on my playlist for all these, and I think it was 2014 is when I had the fewest amount of ads to my collection, whether it be comics, cards, or otherwise. And I attribute that to the fact that it's when we bought this house, and then 6 months later also paid for our wedding. So, yeah, not a lot of disposable income in 2014, to say the least. But here we are in 2024, and the last card that I picked up was in July at the National. So this was the first card I purchased this year, and this was originally in a BVG slab. This Hack Wilson, and it was a BVG 4.5, and I got a 3. I thought it looked better than a 3. I thought maybe like a 3. 3.5 would have been nice, because I could have made another one of my videos showing the grading scale, but with different cards. But whatever. Just a great looking card. And I guess PSA is stricter nowadays, or so I hear. So this Hack Wilson. And then this was around about the same time. This Dwayne Johnson. Just a fun card. The perforations, I'm not sure how you distinguish between an 8 or a 4 or a 6, But anyway, I thought it was really cool and kind of a novelty, but, not inexpensive. So my son really likes this card. I mean, my gosh, there was a time when he wanted to take it to the bus stop every day and look at it. And I had to find him his own. I couldn't buy him one of these, 6-year-old kid. So I found like an ACO sort of like custom card that he liked for like $5. And so I got him that. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And there was an REA auction in the spring, maybe it was, where I picked this up, this Yogi Berra rookie, which is really nicely centered. I didn't notice the print dot at the time. Somebody pointed it out. But, it's a straight 6. And the centering is, it's not perfect, but it's close enough. If you squint, you'll see top and bottom's off a little bit, and maybe a little bit left and right. I know John will appreciate that. So here's the back. Oh, and it has a sticker. If you can't tell with your own set of eyes that it looks nice, then they'll tell you that it looks nice. And I had no idea this was on the slab. When I received it in the mail, I'm like, oh, one of these. So, and then the last graded card, baseball card, I should say, was a National pickup. And this was back in July. So we're talking 5 months ago was the last time I bought a baseball card. And it certainly is no slouch. And really nice. And so, it's a 1, and but the eye appeal is off the charts. There's a little paper loss here, and there's some creasing, but kind of like what I try to do now more than ever before is try to find low grade cards like this, but with really high eye appeal. I don't mind paying up for those. I don't mind paying, well, I don't know what PSA 2 price would be. The last PSA 2 for this was like $30-something thousand, which is definitely an outlier. Yeah, just trying to find, a low numerical grade, so you kind of save a little bit of money, but I'll pay up for a really nice one. I'm not sure. I think I paid up for this one at the National. But I don't care. I really don't care, because I'll never find another PSA 1 that looks this good, right? And so that was the last baseball card. In fact, the last card pickup for this past calendar year, outside of stuff maybe my son has gotten, and minor things here and there. On the football card front, I'm not sure what the order of operation is. I think this was the first one I got. This is just a Tim Brown, Marcus Allen, National Treasures. The Raiders were my favorite team. I don't know. I don't like the idea of the Raiders being in Las Vegas. I liked them better when they were in Oakland. But yeah, just old school, I guess. So that's cool. It's not very expensive. this was probably the biggest football card. I really like this one. This Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith. 6 out of 10, manufactured scarcity. I believe this very same card exists, but with multiple stamps of either out of, I think, 5, 10, 15, 25, something like that, 75, with, I guess, various values assigned to them as a result of the numbering that's stamped on there. But this one happens to be out of 10. Emmitt 9, Auto 9. Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith. And then this is it. This is the last, at least for me anyway, this Flawless. I really like this triple patch. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Brett Favre. Not sure what year this is from. I forget now. Just cool. So yeah, getting into the football cards a little bit. Modern football. And this one here is a random one. I told my son I'd give this to him if once he finished 3 unfinished Lego sets. You know, you got a problem of like opening up a new Lego set and working on it and then not finishing it and starting another one, and like Lego everywhere, and you got more for Christmas. So I'm still holding on to this one. It wasn't $60. It was like, I want to say it was like $40. And this is Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and Saquon Barkley. And that's it. So, you know, going forward, I don't see myself picking up a whole hell of a lot. Now, I did make a target list a few months ago of cards that I would like to go after, but they're not easy to find, you know, at a reasonable price point. I'll be very picky about those specific cards. You know, I've seen a few pop up here and there. The Churchman Ruth, that's probably the easiest to find, but then the centering is going to be really hard. There's actually one right now I have on my watch list. I'm thinking about it. It's a PSA 3. But of all the cards I detailed in that video, I think the Cracker Jack Walter Johnson is the one I really want out of all those. But you know, come the end of this year, I don't think I'll have bought a whole bunch of things. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm losing interest or just, you know, my habits are changing. Maybe just focus on a couple of big cards per year versus buying a bunch of, you know, I don't know, whatever cards. I mean, I have past year in review videos where it's like, I was like, oh my God. I mean, it's like, you know, 20, 30 slabs, you know, I drop on the table. You know, they're not all big cards. It's the volume, you know. It's too much mass. And I'm looking to try to figure out how to maybe reduce some of that. And what I'm thinking about right now is, you know, my son's only 6, he's going to be 7. Depending on how interested he is in continuing collecting, you know, I could just give him, you know, the bottom half of my collection, whatever it is. Or if there's really nothing there for him that he likes, I'll just start selling things off, you know, piece by piece on eBay or whatever. So, I mean, I got a lot of cases full of cards. I'd like to narrow that down to maybe a couple of cases. And I don't know. I guess we'll see. But that's really it for me. I guess somewhat of a transition year. Kind of moving away from the bulk buying and maybe more of a focused buying strategy for a few select key cards. And like I said, I made a video as a Churchman Ruth. There's a W529 Ruth, a strip card. It's first Yankees card, I think. Ted Williams, rookie from Play Ball. The DeLong Gehrig, 33. And Walter Johnson, Cracker Jack. And I say that now, and I've kind of held to that. Not to say that maybe some other card might jump in there and I grab that. Like, for example, the Ruths. I got 2 of these Gotti Ruths. Maybe I get the other 2. You know, maybe that's a little project I start. But whatever. Right now I have a focus, and I'll try to stick to it this year. And you'll probably see more cards with my son than you will see, you know, for me throughout 2025. And so I guess that'll do it. So, yeah, thanks for watching.